Hey, what's going on, fashion friends? This message is something different than anything that I've ever posted before, but I felt that I really did need to say this to my fashion friends and to my audience and to my listeners and to whoever this message may comes across. Due to recent worldly events, we're now dealing with the tragedy of um wow of Japan with the tsunamis and the quakes. And as I saw what was happening on TV, and when I was the first time I saw it on the YouTube because I don't even know how to work a television. But when I saw everything that was happening on YouTube, I just something in me just was not receiving it. It was just like this, it was going so fast, and life was just going so fast, and homes and houses and farms and fields and things were just being swept away so fast. And I was like, oh God, just look at this, look at God. And it was just like these are situations and these are things that happen that we have no control over, that in an instant life and things that we have taken for granted can be gone like this. So as I slept and as I woke up that morning, I just kept hearing a voice that just kept saying, just talk to the people. Talk to the people. Tell them the message that's on your mind. And I'm just like, no, you know what? No, I'll keep that to myself. I'll keep that to myself. And then the voice just kept saying, just talk to the people. Just talk to the people. And I'm like, I'll just keep it to myself. I'd rather not. This is not my thing. I'd rather not. I don't want them to see me like this, whatever. But I built up the courage to talk to my fashion friends because I feel that as fashion friends, we're family. I feel that as fashion friends, we have a bond that we can talk about anything. I think that life is more than just fashion. Life is about experiences, and life is about struggles, and life is about things that we overcome and things that we go through. So this message today I wanted to talk to you all about was that I noticed something on Twitter and I noticed something on Facebook, and I noticed that everybody just kept saying, pray for Japan, pray for Japan. Everybody keep praying for Japan, keep praying for Japan, and pray for Japan, pray for Japan. Then I heard something that told me to pray for yourself. And that message, it just something just stood out to me in that message. Just this that pray for yourself. In times like these, yes it is. We pray for Japan. Nothing wrong with that. But when you see things happening like this, we have to be grateful for the things in our life. We have to be grateful for the fresher breath air that we have. We have to be grateful for just the sun. We have to be grateful for the clouds and life in general. So pray for yourself. This is going to be very simple as a message. And when everybody keeps saying pray for Japan, pray for Japan, I come to think it's like, how can I put this? You really want to stay prayed up for yourself in times and situations like this, because in an instant you never know what you have and what you've been given can be gone. You know? I always tell people, and I said yesterday on Twitter and things, I told people to, yes, pray for Japan, but first start with praying for yourself. And then when you pray for yourself, don't just pray and talk and just yada, 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 dear God, that's the end, and walk away. But when you pray, listen. Listen, ask for understanding if you don't know what's going on. And it's not about anybody's religion. Whatever religion you have is perfectly fine, because I honestly believe that with everyone's religion, there's a core base that every religion, in my opinion, has. And it's love. And it's peace. If you think about every religion that's out here, their core basis, in my opinion, all comes back to one thing. You know, when you pray, when you meditate, when you do what you do, you have to listen. I feel that sometimes we're so quick to just say a prayer and just to get up and go, but you have to realize that whatever you're talking to God about, that's a two-way conversation. You know, that's a tennis match. You throw a ball and he throws it back. You don't want to play golf. You know, when you throw something and you keep it moving. So we got to stop throwing messages and just keep it moving. We have to stop and listen. What is God telling you? What is he saying? What happened in Japan was definitely sad, and it's an eye-opener to things that are to come and things that will happen, because the earth honestly is changing. The earth is alive, and some people honestly get so upset when they see changes like that. I understand how and I understand why. But we have to understand that the earth is alive. Imagine if somebody put you inside of a box and they told you to never move again, don't move, and they start building things on top of you and putting things on top of you and told you not to move. How would you feel? You're going to begin to shift, you're going to begin to change as well. So we have to understand that when things like this happen, that this is honestly natural. And it's a life process that is going to happen. Places that were warm will no longer be warmer. Places that were cold will begin to get warm. You know, places that were, more windy will begin to get dry. The earth is alive and the earth is changing. But as we as a people, we have to come back to that core basis. And that's with understanding, reading, education, and love. To appreciate every moment that we honestly have here on this earth, because we don't know the next time when we will have another chance to say, I love you to somebody, or I appreciate you, or even a thank you. It's bittersweet that in moments like this, that it actually awakens the human heart, that we can finally tell somebody that, hey, I love you. I appreciate you. And then months down the road, when that pain that was once open, or that tragedy that once was a shock is closed, and it goes back to us being on our text messaging and being on our phones and just forgetting everything again. But I love you and I appreciate you, and I'm grateful for the sun, the moon, the stars, the clouds. That should be something that we say every day to God, to our families, to ourselves. This is definitely a wake-up call for everyone and for everybody. It should never take situations like 9/11. It should never take situations like the tsunami. It should never take situations like Haiti. It shouldn't take even situations that we take for granted in our own country. What's happening here? Poverty with education in our own country. Education is the worst in our own country that we take for granted, but it's just not publicized to the media. How some of our own children can't even get on YouTube and speak like this to somebody and even inspire or move somebody. So I'm telling you to take every day and appreciate everything that you receive. I am so grateful these days. If I admit some things that I went through in my past, with God and my walk of faith, it wasn't good at all, and I asked God to remove the bubble that I felt that he had over my life, and I wanted to experience life. I wanted to experience the real life. I wanted to experience things that I felt like God would never let me experience, and finally, my prayers were answered, and I went through some things that were life-changing, and that I don't regret, because I'm learning to live with absolutely no regrets, because those situations that I went through made me the person that I am today, and I'm grateful for that. But now I'm back in a place as to where I can honestly say I thank God for every day. I'm trying. I'm not perfect, I'm trying to thank God for everything that he's blessing me with, every bit of anything that he gives me. I am so grateful for, and I am so thankful for. And with my messages, that at the end of the day, if I can inspire, if I can change lives by words, just by emotions, that people can be awakened up and to learn how to appreciate and love again without a tragedy, without things like this, because more things like this are to come. So every day that we have that is just today, appreciate just that day. Appreciate what we have right now. Educate, read, learn, and love. Back to the Japan situation and things. I definitely tell people to give with an open heart to various organizations, but I ask that when you give back to reality, be smart as to where you're giving your money. Know where you're giving your money to and knowing where your money is going. Because as we dealt with situations in the past, people thrive off of people's fear. And they begin to create little things to make money off of people's fear. It's sad, but it's happening, it's real. So learn the history of who you're giving your money to. Learn the history of who you're giving your clothes or anything to. Times are going to get hard and things are going to change and things are going to get rough, but continue in spite of all. That when you see situations like this, and that when you feel that fear clench inside of you, remember that God has not given us the spirit of fear, but the spirit of love and a sound mind. And when you feel that fear, pray to yourself. Start praying for yourself. Pray for yourself. And then when you pray for yourself, listen. Not all that hoop the hollering and running around and screaming, but listen. Actually listen, because what you want is that open communication to whatever God that you're praying to. I know who I'm praying to. So just have that open communication and honestly listen to what God is saying. But I just want to thank you all just for tuning in. And I know that this is definitely a different message and things like that. And this is definitely something out of my ballpark when it comes to conversations. But I felt like I wanted to bring this to my fashion friend attention, because honestly, I feel that we're growing as a family. And I know that as I grow, and as that this YouTube and my fashion field grows, we're going to have more fashion friends that we're going to come more like family. And that if we can educate them and, just start and build something. I have so many things in store, but this is not about me, it's about us. So once again, pray for yourself, pray for understanding, and listen. Love, educate yourself. This needs to be a daily routine for us. Okay, so this is Emore'J Couture, and I just thank you guys for listening so much, and I'm tuning out, okay? Thank you.